All right, in this video, we're going to take a quick look at the trip planner tool in SAGA. This can be a very useful tool for determining when you should be leaving and look at see how weather is going to be changing, in this case winds, over time along my trip. So I'm going to jump right in here, open SAGA Explorer. I want to choose the map function down at the bottom of the screen, and let's move our square down. I'm just going to touch the center of that square and move it down here, and we'll do a hypothetical trip from, say, San Diego to Cabo today. And then I'm going to tap the products, and I'm going to choose, let's choose a 5-day file at high resolution. I'm on a network connection, so I'm not too worried about the speed. If I were doing this on a speed of the download, and if I were on my satellite phone, I'd probably be using just the lower resolution files because they're going to download much quicker. So I've got 5 days, high resolution. I'm going to tap the connect at the bottom of the screen, kind of get a review of information I'm downloading, tap the download. It's going to log into the servers, grab that information, and then automatically open it in our SAGA Explorer. Now we can use the player controls at the top of our screen to put this in motion, and we can see the winds changing, precipitation, being added to the screen, and our surface pressure moving around over time. I'm going to tap pause here. I'm going to tap the icon just to the right of the globe there, and I'm going to turn off the precipitation because I'm not too concerned with that right now. I'm going to tap done. Using the animation and stuff like that, we get an idea what's happening here, but it's trying to remember each time frame, what the wind was doing, and where I'm going to be along that route can be a little bit cumbersome. So we're going up and tapping on the graph icon in the upper left. We can choose Trip Planner. And I'm going to tap the 1x to reduce the size of that window. And I'm going to just kind of move it off the side. Make sure that my starting point A and my ending point B are, about where I want to go. So I'm going to just be going down the coast of Baja. Tap my graph, drag it down to the middle here, and I'm going to go ahead and tap the 2x to bring it up to full size. So what this graph here is showing me is a starting point A and B, A at the bottom, going to B at the end, and then the time frames that I've downloaded for this grid data. And I can tap and drag these little dots on the side here to adjust what's reference where I am. So if I say I'm at point A, I'm going to start right away. I have it down here in the bottom left, and at 6 knots I'm going to reach my destination B there on the 14th. If I can say, well, I probably don't sail. I don't know if I'm going to be sailing at 6 knots. Maybe my boat only does 5 knots. So I can adjust that speed, just tap and drag that across a little bit. And then I can look at this wind field here and say, well, okay, when I start down here in the bottom, I've got, about 20 knot winds coming out of northwest. And maybe that's a little stiff for me. I don't want to sail into something like that. But as I look along this green line, I see as I'm sailing and over time, the winds are going to switch a little more out of the north, and they're going to be lighter. Well, north winds, coming out of the north are going to be great for sailing down the coast, so that works actually okay. But maybe I don't want to start there with these high winds, so I'm gonna wait a day. So I'm gonna drag this back, maybe a day and a half. Slow down so the winds are a little bit lighter. So now we have a nice, gentle breeze taking us, all the way to the 13th. And then we can see the winds maybe pick up to 15 knots or so right as we're arriving down into Cabo. Well, if I want to say if I can sail a little bit faster than that, maybe avoid some of the higher winds. I can see now that I'll get there. The winds are still increasing a little bit, but overall, my whole path, that green line, my winds are very favorable for my trip. So that's great. Just to do a different example, if I were to start right away and say I was sailing at 17 knots or maybe even 14 knots, I can see that I'm going to be pushing, or there's going to be some much stronger winds behind me on my entire trip, all the way across there. But if I'm only sailing at 7 knots or 8 knots or something like that, I can put myself in a more favorable position for the way I like to sail. So that's just kind of a quick look at the route planner tool, or trip planner tool, I should say. It's a great option for just giving you a quick overview of when to start, what kind of weather you'll encounter along the way. I hope this video was useful, and take care.